Are you just starting out with collecting?
Yes.
Or maybe just looking for some good deals on Black Series figures?
Yes.
If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call the professionals.
Go Ghostbusters!
No, my bad. Sometimes I can't help but quote movies.
Really? No way!
But we're not here for that. We're here to help collectors with what figures they should be buying.
That sounds like a swell idea.
So let's check out the top 10 Black Series deals for new collectors right now. Welcome to CKC, I'm Matt, and if you like Star Wars and Star Wars collecting, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, like this video, and
Hold on to your butts.
what's up, everyone? I hope everyone's summer is everything they've ever dreamed of and more. And to further your enjoyment of the most glorious season there is, I'm here to bless you with some extremely helpful and well-informed advice from your friendly neighborhood CKC. And it's to answer this question for you, as a new collector, what should I be buying? But before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone that memberships are now live at our YouTube channel page, and we'd love to have you come join the team. They start at only $1, so if you'd like to come and join, I'd love to have you aboard. And regardless of whether you join or not, we also have weekly live streams on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I would love if you'd come by and join the discussion. I try to include everyone who wants to participate through their comments and their questions in the chat, so come and check it out. Or don't. See if I care. Anyway, I get the question from new collectors all the time, is where should I start? And I get it. Jumping into a toy line after it's been in production for almost 10 years can be a daunting task. But have no fear, because CKC is here. Cliché superhero quotes aside, if you're just starting out, there's one thing that you definitely should know. Collecting can be really fun, but it's also an addictive as well as expensive hobby. So maybe you should set up some boundaries before you start. Like, for example, I'm only going to spend this much money a month. Or if you collect Star Wars, I'm only going to collect bad guys. Or something along those lines. Because it's very easy to fall into the collecting black hole where before you know it, you're collecting 6 different toy lines and choosing between weekly groceries or the new NECA Turtle 2-pack, and you've only got enough money for one. I like to equate action figure collecting with the girl who just starts bartending at the strip club but says she'll never get on the pole, and the next thing you know, she's got a line of guys outside waiting to get jacked off in the alley and starts doing porn. All I'm trying to say is it's a slippery slope for sure. Also, a good way to start is to just begin with your favorite Star Wars IP. If you like Clone Wars, start with the Clone Wars figures. If you like Empire, start with the Empire figures and then go on from there. But I put together this list of figures that seem to be pretty good deals right now, or are just good figures in general that are kind of cheap, to try and help you guys get started. Or if you're just looking for a deal right now on some figures, this list could work for you too. These aren't the only ones though, as I could probably put together 2 or 3 more lists just like this one of figures who are relatively cheap right now, so you should keep your eyes peeled for some deals. Also, these figures are numbered, but they aren't in any particular order. So without further delay, here are the top 10 Black Series deals for new collectors. But first, honorable mentions. The sequel trilogy and Disney movie figures. Anyone who was there will tell you, because we've got the battle scars to prove it. The time when the sequel trilogy, Solo, and Rogue One figures were being released was definitely the dark times of Black Series collecting. And before you Disney apologists jump all over me, this isn't me trying to trash the Disney Star Wars movies. Hasbro massively overproduced most of those figures to the point where retailers couldn't even give them away. To the point where they would peg-worm for years, mind you, at Five Below for $5. But because of this, most, and by most I mean pretty much all, the Black Series figures from the Disney Star Wars movies are between $10 and $25 on the secondary market. So you can pretty much just take your pick. But also keep in mind that these figures were released before Hasbro started using real photo tech on the head sculpt, so some of them might be pretty rough. However, Hasbro re-released the Rogue One crew using photoreal technology for the faces, all of which aren't very expensive right now. So if it's Rogue One figures that you're after, be sure to check those first, as they seem to be hitting clearance or about to hit clearance in a lot of places. I grouped all the Disney Star Wars movie figures together because I could probably make 8 lists solely of the Disney Star Wars movie figures that are under $20, and I didn't want the list to be only Disney Star Wars figures. So if these tickle your fancy, you can just pretty much take your pick. They're all pretty cheap. Number 10. The Black Series Bad Batch Deluxe Wrecker, $20, and the Black Series Tech, $19. So the Bad Batch was decently popular, and because of that, some of the Clone Force 99 figures will run you some serious dough. For example, Hunter and the regular Crosshair, they're both, I think, over $50 right now. But if you don't want to have to spend $100 just for a couple members of the crew, then don't worry, there's still options for you. In true Hasbro fashion, Hasbro flooded the market with wreckers to the point where he costs less than retail price right now. So Hasbro's stupidity equals great news for you, because now you can cop yourself a wrecker who is a deluxe figure and priced at $30 for only $20 $20 right now on Amazon and eBay and Target.com. He's a great figure. He's taller and wider than a regular Black Series figure, which arguably makes him warrant the higher price point. And he has a great head sculpt too. And tech, along with General Landau for some reason, thank you ketamine addicted monkey, was doubled up in his wave, so he's relatively cheap as well. He's about $19 to $21 on Amazon depending on the day, and I think the cheapest unopened one on eBay is like $18, which includes shipping. So if you're interested, now is the time, because they may not be this cheap 6 months from now. Number 9, the Black Series number 70 Bespin Han Solo, $18. If you've ever been to Walgreens, you've probably seen this figure keeping the cold and lonely pegs warm for months at a time. In fact, I know of one Walgreens that has 2 of them right now, but it's actually a great version of Han Solo dressed in his iconic outfit from Empire Strikes Back. And unlike previous Black Series versions of Han, Hasbro used their photoreal technology, so the resemblance to a scruffy looking nerf herder is pretty spot on. He's actually a repack of the Han Solo that was included in the Exegirth Escape exclusive, which should just be called the Minox set. And then he was also repacked as the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Han Solo, so Hasbro certainly got a lot of mileage out of the mold. But that's definitely good news for you if you need a good Han Solo figure, because the mainline Bespin Han will only run you about $18 on Amazon and eBay, and the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary version will only run you about $23. So if you're looking for a good quality Han Solo on the cheap side, this is the one for you. Number 8, the Black Series Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba Fett, $33. So it only took Hasbro about 9 years to give us a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett mold, and they got plenty of use out of the Empire Strikes Back mold. Plenty. There has been 11 Black Series Boba Fett releases using the Empire Strikes Back mold, so news that a new Return of the Jedi Boba Fett was coming was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Due to the amount of accessories, I guess he's worthy of being a deluxe figure with a higher price point, but that's certainly debatable. And allow me to pat myself on the back for a minute, since in my Black Series wishlist video a few years ago, I actually had a Return of the Jedi Boba with a brand new mold, grappling hook, blaster that cuts in half as the number 1 figure that I wanted, and it actually happened. You're welcome. All in all though, the figure is pretty damn good, and it's still about retail price at Amazon and eBay, so if you don't have them yet, I'd buy it now before it goes up to $50 or $60. Number 7, the Black Series Commander Bly, $23. Commander Bly was a pretty sought-after figure when he first came out, so I'm pretty surprised he's still around retail price. Him and Count Dooku were the 2 hardest to find out of their wave, which would seem pretty obvious when looking at the other figures in the wave. Check out this all-star team. We have Yavin Luke. This was the repack of his figure after Hasbro released him earlier with Skywalker misspelled on the box, if you can believe that, the Knight of Ren, the First Order Rocket Trooper, and Zori Bliss. Now, if I was in charge, I would have looked at this wave and said, Bly and Dooku are the 2 figures that need to be doubled up in this wave to take up the extra 2 spots in the case assortment, but not the ketamine-addicted monkey. Oh no. Because he chose to double up the Rocket Trooper, which could be a debatable decision since he's kind of an army builder, and Zori Bliss. Needless to say, Zori Bliss will run you about $9 now, so good thing we got more of her in the shelves to warm those lonely pegs. Bly is a great figure, but the only issue that you're going to encounter with him is the inaccurate paint apps on the first batch that Hasbro sent out. There should be a brown spot on his chin, which was corrected eventually by Hasbro, so you can pick one up on Amazon and eBay right now for about $23. So if you need one, now is the time. Number 6, the Black Series Archive Grand Admiral Thrawn, $20. The Black Series Thrawn was originally part of an awesome San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set in 2017 that came with a ton of accessories and a box that doubled as Thrawn's trophy room. It was dope. And yes, this is what we used to get for San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, not what we get today. Oh, how times have changed. Thrawn was then part of the main line, number 47 in the red line, and he got up to about $60 or $70 until the Archive figure came out. The Archive release has an updated photoreal head sculpt, which looks awesome, so this one is a great pickup for the price. He's still only about $20 on Amazon and eBay, so if you want one, go for it now, because once the major retailer supply dries up, you better believe that his price is going to start to climb back up towards that $60 price point. Number 5, the Black Series Hoth Rebel Trooper, $20. The Hoth Rebel Trooper was the only new figure Hasbro released among the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary figures, but they really went all out when putting this guy together. First, this guy has 2 interchangeable faces, one clean-shaven and one with a beard, to help you modify your troopers if you have multiple of them and want each to look like individuals for figure photography, along with scarves and other accessories to help you do the same thing. So Hasbro really thought things out here and executed their plan to a T, which makes all those other decisions when they drop the ball so much more frustrating. frustrating. But this is a great figure and definitely worth the $20. There's a Rebel Trooper mainline release, and like I mentioned before, an Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary release, which are both the same figure and about the same price. So if you want one, go for it now. Number 4, the Black Series General Grievous, $35. If you don't have General Grievous, now is the time to pick one up. Is he a great figure? No, not really. Can he stand up on his own? At best, debatable. But if you don't grab him now, I can guarantee that he won't be this cheap again in a long time. So he was $60 or $70 before the recent restock, and as soon as this current inventory is sold out, he's going to start creeping back up towards $60. So now's the time. He's not a bad figure. In fact, some people might even say he's a great figure. I mean, his arms separate into 4, and the soft goods cape that they gave him is pretty good. Just depending on which one you get, he may be very hard to stand up. The Walmart exclusive Clone Wars Micro Series Grievous is also pretty cheap right now. He's around $30 and may even be in stock at Walmart.com, as he's been going in and out of stock recently, so it's worth taking a look. So online toy retailers like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, along with GameStop, have the mainline Grievous in stock, so you're going to want to try to get one soon before they all sell out. Number 3, the Black Series Typhon Boba Fett. $20. I don't know about you, but I would have thought this one would have been impossible to find by now, but he seems to be plentiful everywhere. So I'd pick one up now just in case he gets super expensive down the line. And he's a really good action figure too. The soft goods robe looks great on him, and he comes with a ton of accessories, not to mention the fact that he's an all new figure, so don't get your hopes up of getting more than one more for the rest of the year. Thanks, Hasbro. The only problem for me personally is the paint apps on the head sculpt. The head sculpt and the skin color are great, as he looks just like Morrison, but the paint apps for what I assume is supposed to be scarred tissue look terrible. They definitely overdid it. They would have been better off with none of that at all. Those paint apps are so bad that when I first got mine, I thought I got a defective one. I thought the plastic had melted or something, and I'm not the only one who thought something like that. Multiple collectors have DM'd me on Instagram asking if there's something wrong with theirs. But other than that, he's a good figure and still cheap right now. So if you don't have one, now is probably the time. Number 2, the Black Series Mandalorian Ahsoka Tano, $20. This is another one I thought would be super hard to find right now, but it looks like Hasbro made a ton of them, so the price is pretty low. Maybe the best Ahsoka Tano Black Series figure ever. This is the first time we get her with her full human likeness, and Hasbro really did a great job. She has great articulation, along with those new butterfly joints for her shoulders, and some crisp paint apps even for her face. She really looks great. The only major criticism I can give it is that she should have came with a robe. All Jedi should come with a robe, and Ahsoka should have especially, since she only comes with 2 accessories, which are her lightsabers. But there's not much else that could be improved here. So if you want one, get her now, because I bet in 6 to 8 months she's going to be sold out everywhere and the price is going to start to go up. Number 1. The Black Series Archive Commander Cody, $25. Do you know how much this figure used to cost? A Blue Line Commander Cody used to run you over $150, and that was the case for a long time. So if you didn't have one, you weren't getting one either. But Commander Cody won the fan vote for which characters should be in the archive collection, so at last, the rest of us who didn't want to drop $150 on a figure would get a chance to own our very own Cody. But once they were all sold out, the price started to creep back up higher and higher until Hasbro re-released the archive Cody, which dropped his price back down to a reasonable one once again. So he's in stock pretty much everywhere. So if you want one, I'd grab it now, because after this batch sells out, his price will start to climb back up again, and you don't want to be kicking yourself 8 to 12 months from now when he's significantly more expensive. And that's the list. What do you guys think? Who else should be on this list? Like I said, there's a ton of figures who could be on here. What other videos would you guys like to see? Like I said, memberships are now open, so come and join us if you'd like, and come and join our live stream Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and join the discussion. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and happy hunting out there.